In every piece of polished wood that gleams under soft light, in every musical instrument that dazzles with its lustrous finish, and in every timeless artifact preserved through centuries, there is a silent craft at work. A craft that stretches back through history, yet continues to define modern beauty. That craft is lacquer. More than a simple coating, it is both an art form and a shield, capable of transforming ordinary surfaces into objects of elegance while preserving them against time. It is a finish that does more than protect. It enhances, deepens, and gives life to the very surfaces it touches, turning the ordinary into something truly enduring. But have you ever wondered how this remarkable finish is actually made? Today we uncover the story of lacquer, right here on History of Simple Things. To understand lacquer, we must see it among other protective coatings like varnish, shellac, and polyurethane. All aim to protect and beautify surfaces, but lacquer stands apart. Traditionally, it came from the sap of the lacquer tree, Toxicodendron vernicifluum, which hardened into a glass-like finish that could last for centuries. Today, most lacquer is made from synthetic resins such as nitrocellulose or acrylic, mixed with fast-evaporating solvents. This lets it dry quickly, creating the smooth, brilliant surface seen on fine furniture, cars, and musical instruments. Its speed, clarity, and depth are what make lacquer unique. The story of lacquer goes back thousands of years. In China and Japan, artisans used natural lacquer sap, applying many thin coats to create objects of lasting beauty. Bowls, boxes, and statues were not only protected from moisture, but also decorated with gold, silver, or mother-of-pearl beneath clear layers. Treasured by emperors and nobles, lacquerware became a symbol of refinement and permanence. As trade spread, it reached Europe, where it inspired both admiration and imitation. By the 20th century, the industrial age brought synthetic lacquers, faster, consistent, and ready for modern manufacturing. Making lacquer begins with the essential building blocks, the resin and the solvent. For traditional lacquer, resin is collected by tapping the bark of the lacquer tree, yielding a milky sap that must be carefully filtered to remove impurities. This natural substance contains enzymes that, under the right humidity and temperature, polymerize into a tough, durable coating. In modern production, manufacturers replace tree sap with nitrocellulose, acrylics, or other resins. These are dissolved in solvents like toluene or acetone, creating a liquid mixture that spreads evenly and dries rapidly. The ratio of resin to solvent is critical. Too much resin produces a thick, unworkable product, while too much solvent weakens the finish. Achieving the right balance requires careful formulation, often with the addition of plasticizers to improve flexibility or pigments to create colored lacquers. Once the ingredients are measured, the blending process begins. Large mixing vats are used to combine resins, solvents, and additives under tightly controlled conditions. The goal is to produce a smooth, uniform liquid with the ideal viscosity for application. Industrial refinements remove dust, undissolved particles, and impurities through filtration, ensuring a flawless finish once the lacquer is applied. For natural lacquer, blending is a slower, more delicate art. Craftsmen stir, strain, and sometimes gently heat the sap to stabilize it while preserving its unique curing properties. In both traditional and modern methods, this step is where chemistry meets craftsmanship, and the raw ingredients are transformed into a usable coating. The last stage of preparation lies in packaging and quality control. Every batch of lacquer is tested before release, Drying time, clarity, adhesion, and hardness are checked to ensure consistent performance. Modern factories may simulate real-world conditions by applying test coatings on wood or metal panels, then examining the results under controlled light. Only once the lacquer meets these standards is it sealed in airtight containers, ready for workshops and factories around the world. Natural lacquer, too, is carefully stored, for exposure to air or light can trigger curing before it is even applied. Whether emerging from a traditional studio or a high-tech plant, lacquer at this stage is ready to fulfill its dual promise of beauty and protection. But the story of lacquer is incomplete without the art of its application. Unlike a heavy coat of paint, lacquer is built in thin layers, each drying quickly to bond with the next. Spraying is the most common method today, while brushing remains in use for traditional work, though it requires precision. Between coats, light sanding removes flaws and prepares the surface. Layer by layer, this process creates lacquer's hallmark depth and clarity, where light seems to shine from within the finish. In traditional Asian lacquerware, application was almost ceremonial. Craftsmen built up countless thin coats, sometimes adding gold, carvings, or mother-of-pearl before sealing them beneath fresh lacquer. The results became cultural treasures, admired for centuries. Today, the same principle endures in guitars, pianos, and automobiles. Careful layers creating a finish that lasts in both beauty and strength. As we step back to look at the journey of lacquer, one truth emerges. It is more than a product of chemistry or tradition. It is a bridge between worlds, the natural and the synthetic, the ancient and the modern, and the practical and the artistic. From the sap of trees once harvested by hand to the vast production lines of industrial plants, lacquer has retained its essence as a substance that protects while it beautifies. Its very making is a delicate balance where raw ingredients are transformed by human ingenuity into something extraordinary. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.